Take my weakness. Take my weakness.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's morning market review. My name is Josh FX. I'm going to be our morning instructor for this morning's market review. Yes, so let's move on. So I'm going to be acknowledging us now. Good morning, Alfonso Sikediashi. Good morning, Anayo Chuku. Good morning, Angel. Good morning to Armstrong. Andrew. Good morning, Benjamin. Good morning, Elijah Ejiagbasi. Good morning, Emmanuel Kari. Good morning, Favor Anayo Ahapon. Good morning, Florence Olubodi. Good morning, Gideon Tabubu. Good morning, James Otegbayo. Good morning, Joseph Otori. Good morning, Kalu. Good morning to Pese Emmanuel Gode. Good morning, Mandu Timothy. Good morning, Oji Cyril. Good morning, Magdalene Amos. Good morning, Oluremi Ajibola. Good morning, Philip Amaz. Good morning, Sam Echibe. Good morning, Sojifa Rotimi. Good morning to Thomas Lafidon. Good morning, Johnson. Okay. Good morning, Thomas Lafidon. Yes. Good morning to Victoria Ewaoche. Good morning, Williams. Okay. So good morning to Johnson's Ola Juyigbe. Good. Yeah. All right. So as of now, if you're unable to hear your name, it means maybe you're just joining, or maybe your name is being displayed as a device name. And sorry, I'm unable to call your name in that form. So I'll kindly advise maybe you change your device name to your real name, so we'll be able to address you by your name. But all the same, good morning, everybody. We acknowledge you and we're saying welcome to this morning market review. Good morning to you too, Mr. Kalu. Yes. Okay, saying good morning. How was your night? Yeah, I had a restful night. Thank you very much. All right, so to make it just like our norms, so I would like 1, 2, or 3 people to just come to the chat section and drop loud and clear. You drop it for me there, loud and clear at the chat section. Once I'm able to see that, then I know you're able to hear me clearly, loud and clear. So from there we can take it up. Yeah, so I'll be expecting us. Please just come to the chat section, loud and clear, loud and clear. Thank you, Mr. Kalu. Yes, I need another response. Anybody, please? Okay, Angel, crystal clear. That's nice, interesting. Thank you very much, Angel. One more person, one more person, one more person. Still waiting, still waiting. But from clear, from all indication is showing that you can hear me loud and clear. But I just need one more person. Just the normal do, you know it. 3, once it's 3, we move on. Okay. Patience Mark Angeline. Thank you very much, Patience Mark Angeline. I think I'm just calling this name. Yeah, I didn't see the name when I was acknowledging everybody. So at the same time, I'll say good morning to you, Patience Mark Angeline. Yes, thank you very much, loud and clear. So we know the drill now. Moving straight into the money market review. So we'll look at we'll start with currencies, from there we'll go to commodities and indices, and we all know the way we start. We first look at fundamentals, after which we go straight into technicals and see how the market is going to move. So I'll be sharing my screen from my own end here now, so we'll be able to see it. Right, and with us. Okay. All right. So as of this morning, yeah, I want to believe everybody can see my screen from their own end now. So yes. Yeah. So as of this morning, we had news coming out on the currency JPY. That's around 12:30 a.m. That's the Tokyo Core CPI year to year. And it came out neutral for the JPY. It came out neutral for them, and we can see it on the data being given. Forecast was 2.5%, and the actual came out in that same line. Then we're also having the all-day German prelim CPI month-to-month coming out on euros. Well, all day, so which means we don't know the exact time it's going to be released, but yes, it's going to be released within the day. You understand? And well, based on forecast, they are predicting that it's going to be 0.0%. So let's watch and see what it's going to be like. Okay. Then we have the news coming out by 8 a.m. this morning, which has been released already some minutes ago. That's the Spanish flash CPI year to year that has been released. I'm refreshing. Okay, so we can see it came out negative for euros. It means it's bad for euros. The news is bad, or the information that has just or was released or is bad for euros, because if you look at the forecast, it said 2.8%, but what we're seeing here is 2.7%. Then we have news coming out by 1:30, which is on Canadian dollar. That's the gross domestic product month to month, and the core PEC price index month to month, which is coming up on USD by 1:30. So we will cross our fingers and see what the market is going to be doing around that time. Yes. Nobody knows what the actual is actually going to really be like, but just have to emphasize and see. Then we have news coming out by 3 p.m. on US. That's the revised University of Michigan consumer sentiment. You understand? That's also coming out by 3 p.m. today. So for today, that's all the news coming out. We do not have any other news coming out for today. But as of yesterday, we had news coming out around 1:30 on USD, and it affected USD. Yes. CHF came out in the morning, 3 p.m., and even around 11:30 p.m. we had news of FOMC member Walla, who spoke yesterday too. That was around 11:30 p.m. But as of this morning, based on all the information we are seeing now, the only news we're expecting now is from CAD and USD, and that will be by 1:30 and 3 p.m. in the day. All right. Okay. So what I'll just advise is around such times we should be okay, because fundamentals is it's also a force on its own. We should take our time to know how we are going to trade it. You understand the instrument we're going to be pairing it with. But before we move on, let's look at the currency strength meter and see what exactly is there. So we have AUD, CAD, CHF, Euros, GBP, JPY, NZD, and USD. So we refresh. All right. All right. So we have AUD and NZD as the strongest as of this morning. Then we also have USD, no, Canadian dollar, which is next. Then USD would have followed too as next, but we can see that it's showing a bearish arrow on it, saying that USD is losing strength, followed by Euros. GBP is also losing strength. That's why you're seeing that red arrow on it. Then we have CHF. Also, there's another currency meter. Well, I can also advise we use. I'm going to be putting that for us now to see currency strength. Currency strength zone. Yes, currency strength zone. In fact, I'm putting in currencystrengthzone.com. You see, this particular currency strength meter, what it does is it refreshes itself every 10 seconds, just like you're saying. But one of the disadvantages there on this site is it will always come out with this advert of 18 and the likes, but every 10 seconds you always see that it refreshes itself. You understand? So currencystrengthzone.com, I'll drop it for us on this chart so that everybody can go there and see it on their own. You understand? I'm going to drop it for us so that we can get it. Okay. Coming. Let me drop it. So everybody will get it. You can just go there, currencystrengthzone.com. All right, so I believe everyone should receive it now. You should receive it now. So you can go there and you can check that particular currency strength meter. One interesting reason why I like it is automatically it refreshes itself. You understand? Unlike the currency strength meter where you refresh it by yourself, automatically it refreshes itself on its own. That's just the advantage of that particular currency strength meter. Okay, so that's that for that. Anyway, let's move on. Let's go to the chart now technically and see what is happening in the market technically. Okay, and emphasize what we feel is going to happen in the market with us. All right, so this is the first instrument we'll be looking at. All right, let's start with Euro USD. Yes, let's look at Euro USD and see what is happening on Euro USD based on daily time frame. Let's see the whole deal. I'm zooming out now. So I feel the market has actually been giving us a kind of downtrend now. It has gone up to this point and it's been rejected, tested that point, rejected. So I just feel price is trying to drop. That's my take on it based on what we're seeing on daily time frame. Got to this high, higher low. Sorry. This is lower high, lower low, another lower high, lower low, lower high here. So I'm expecting that maybe price is going to come down to this point based on what I'm seeing. I'm expecting it to still drop. You understand? That's my own take based on what I'm seeing on daily time frame now. It's beginning to drop in terms of strength. So I feel USD is going to gain strength. Price should fall except if otherwise the market decides to move fundamentally, just like we've been seeing now in weeks. That price technically might give us a different show, and fundamentally you see that price will do another thing. You understand? But based on what I'm seeing here now, as far as price does not break above this zone, this trend, I don't expect it to go up. I expect it to drop in strength. So let's look at it on 1 hour time frame and see what we're expecting. So this is 1 hour time frame. So as it is now, I just feel price got to this zone and it's been rejected. So this is it. It's either price goes back up and breaks above this point to push up, or price is being rejected around here. As far as price does not break above this point, I expect price to still push back to the downside, to push back down. You understand? And even if you want price to push back down, do not forget that there's also a new zone that has been created here. So wait for price to break below this particular section, then you can go for that bearish move. If it breaks below this point, I expect price to what? To drop. But currently, as of this morning, just like we're seeing it that USD is also losing strength. You understand? And because it's losing strength as of this morning, you could see, you might see Euro USD going up. But if it gains strength, Euro USD might reverse back to the downside. But technically, based on what we're seeing now, it has gone up. So I feel this might just be a minor pullback. You understand? This might be a minor pullback to this point. And after that, rejection back to the upside. But if you want to go for that bullish move, hold on for it to break above this particular section at the top. Then you can go for that bullish move. If that is not the case, if it breaks below this part, then we could have a continuation in that line. And one of the other things I want us to understand is when price gives us a trend, it doesn't mean that if he gives you that trend, it will not one way or the other go back in the other direction. Maybe it's giving you an upward trend. Now, inside an upward trend or within an upward trend, you still see price moving bearish one way or the other, but it is still going to give you that continuation of that move. So based on what I'm seeing, I'm giving us these two zones. If price is able to break below this point, then go bearish. If it's able to close above this point, then I expect it to go bullish. Yes, that's the way it is now. So what I'm saying is let's watch out and see what price wants to do. Okay, so that's that on Euro USD. Let's look at GBP USD. So based on what we are seeing on GBP USD, it's giving us that bearish move now on 1 hour. And if you can see where price is currently is a zone. In fact, where price is currently is a zone. So I'll kindly advise we hold on for price to break below this part successfully. for it to go bearish. If it breaks below this part successfully, then we can go bearish. But if the reverse is the case, if it doesn't close below this point successfully, then we should expect a reversal back to the upside. That's what I feel. But if it's able to break below this part successfully, then we should have a continuation of that bearish move. So let's watch and see what price wants to do here. Is it breaking below it? If it doesn't, then we know that price is respecting this zone. So let's watch and see what price wants to do. Is it going to break below it? Fine. If it breaks below it, good. Then we can go for that bearish move. Okay. All right. So that's that on GBP USD. Let's look out for another instrument. Let's look at USD JPY. USD JPY. Let's look at USD JPY and see what price is trying to do on USD JPY. Okay. USD JPY. So this is USD JPY as of now. You discover that price came down to this point and has respected that point for a while. And after that, now price has reversed back to the upside. So currently where price is a zone. There's a zone around that point. So you want to go for that bullish move. Wait for it to break above this part successfully. Let it break above this part successfully. Box that has been marked out for us is just for us to understand that there's a zone around that point. If it's able to break above that part, you can go bullish, you can go long, you understand? But if it doesn't, if it respects the zone, price gets into that box and reverse back, then you could see price going back to the downside. So wait for price to break above that section, then you go for that bullish move. You can go for that bullish move because currently it's already at a zone, you understand? So let's wait for price to break above this box successfully, then we can go for that bullish move. Currently, you can even see that price is struggling around there. Just to inform you that there's a zone there. If price is able to break above that part successfully, then you can go bullish. If it closes, let's say above this box, yes, you can go bullish. I'm even expecting, based on my own bias, I'm expecting price to go up on USD JPY. I'm expecting it to go up. I'm expecting price to go up. So I'll be looking out for a buy on USD JPY. But before I go for that buy trade, let's hold on for it to break above this part that has been marked out. If it's able to close above that point successfully, then we can go bullish. Because at the same time, price could get here and get rejected, come back down. You understand? So let's wait and see what price wants to do. If it meets our requirements, then we can follow. If it doesn't, we need to wait. Okay? So that's that on USD JPY. Let's look at another instrument, AUD USD. Let's look at AUD USD. Okay, so on AUD USD, based on what we're seeing on 1 hour now, discover that price got to this low, got rejected as a result of news. Look at the news. After that, ranged for a while, came down, gathered strength around this zone, pushed back to the upside, and it has gotten to this high now. And we can see that price has respected this particular point. Price has respected that point. So let's look at it on the higher time frame and see what is happening. Yes, on the higher time frame, look at where it is. Okay. So based on what we are seeing here, now, this is on daily time frame. It's either price breaks above this point successfully or reverses back. This is what we are seeing on daily time frame. It has gotten to that zone, and if it doesn't break above this point, it's coming back down. So let's look at it on 1 hour and see on the lower time frame. Okay, with us. So based on what we are seeing here now, zooming out. So as we can see, price is still ranging around this point. It just got to this point, expected it, and came back down. So this might just be a minor pullback, and after that, price can still gain more strength around this point to push to the upside. So this is the main thing. Price could get rejected around this point to push to the upside. Around this point we are saying, because if you look at it critically, you're saying, okay, let me just give it some little space of its own. Let's say around this point. So if price is able to break below this point, we can expect price to go back down. If price is able to break below this point successfully now, we can expect price to push back to the downs, to push down. But if that does not happen, if you respect that point, then we could have a reversal back to the upside and continues pushing up. So let's wait and see what price wants to do. Is it just coming to test this zone? If it tests this zone and is unable to break below this zone, then we can follow it back to the upside. You understand? So that's the way it is. Okay, so let's look at let's look at another currency pair. Let's look at another currency pair. Let's look at GBP JPY. Yeah, somebody just dropped it on the chat for me. Say GBP JPY. Let's look at GBP JPY. All right, let's look at GBP JPY. Let's see what GBP JPY is doing. All right. With us. So based on what we are seeing on GBP JPY, even on our 1 hour time frame, you see that price is dropping slowly. Based on the way it is, price is just dropping slowly and calmly. You understand? But let's look at it on daily time frame. Daily time frame, you discover that price got to this resistance here and it respected that zone. And that's why you're seeing price dropping. Okay, so now is price going to drop below where it is now? Let's look at our 1 hour to make a decision and see. This is more or less like a trend. I'm coming. Look at this. Look at me. We are saying it. If you look at it now, can we see connecting the dots together? It's giving us that trend. That price wants to push to the upside here. So let's watch and see what this man is doing. Candle zero. Is it going to break below this point? That's where the whole deal is. Let's look at. This is the main point. If you're looking at it horizontally, this is the main point. Is it breaking below this point? Is it going to break below this point? So if price is coming down to this point, this particular section is a strong point. Is it going to break below it or respect it? So as far as price does not break below this point, we should expect price to push to the upside. But if it breaks below it successfully now, then we are expecting price to go down. And based on what we're seeing on candle zero, what are we expecting? Until that candle closes, we really can't say this is what is going to happen. So let's watch and see what is going to happen. Is it going to break below this zone or not? If it breaks below this zone, then for sure, we should know that price on GBP JPY is going bearish. But if you expect that zone, then we should expect a bullish move on GBP JPY. Okay, Nnamdi Mbata, you're asking a question that please confirm. Is it constant that whenever a news moves price of any currency pair, if time is given, it will return to normal price? Well, it depends. It's in two situations. Sometimes it might return, sometimes it might not. But yes, most of the time you always see price having a retest due to the fact that the movement is an abnormal move. It's not normal. Most of the time, if you look at it, for instance, on GBP JPY, this particular movement you're seeing is not technical. This is what? Fundamentals. And you always see price will try to push back. Now, that price pushing back is more or less like in the market, they are deliberating on it like this move that was taken. Is it a normal move? Is it right? And after the whole thing, okay, let's look at it back. And once they check it back and everything, I say, oh, no. We think it's the right one. They can move in that line. Or sometimes it continues. Like, let's look at it back. Let's go back further so that you can see some certain. Let me use this example. Look at this now. This happened to as a result of fundamentals. But look at, after the pullback, now this is technicals. These other moves that you're seeing is a technical move. So that's just the way it is. Sometimes, now look at when news moved, it moved to this point, but technically it recovered 100% back before it now reversed back up. Now look at this one now. Did it reverse back 100%? No, but at least up to 70 or 80%. So most of the time, it might not move in that line. It might not go back to what it used to be before. But if it's not like that, if the traders in the market, global traders don't agree with it, it can go back 100% and even reverse, go back continuous. You understand? Even more than 100%. So it depends. It depends. So if the decisions is not something that traders around the world agree with, yes, you might go back 100%. But if they agree with it, yes, you might have a change in that move. So that's the way it is, or that's the way I feel it is. Okay. All right. So let's look at another currency pair. Let's look at one more currency pair. Then we'll move to commodities. Let's look at one more currency pair, then we'll move to commodities. Okay. Let's see Euro CHF. I'll be USD CHF. Sorry, USD CHF. Let's look at USD CHF. Yes. Okay, we even have USD card. We've not checked USD card. Okay, we'll look at the two, then we'll move on. We'll move to the next one. USD CHF and USD card. Okay. Let's start with USD CHF, after which we'll move to USD card. Yes. Okay, I'm with us. I'm coming. USD CHF. All right, so based on what I'm seeing on USD CHF now, this is the way it is. Funny enough, yesterday we were together in class and we did our own analysis on it, and I told them that it was going to go bearish. And yes, if I have anybody who was around in the physical class yesterday, I'm very sure they'll be smiling as of by yesterday in the evening. They would have been smiling something around 5-6 because the market actually went bearish. Then as of this morning, reversed back. This morning again, we're also seeing it still pushing back to this side. In fact, look at when it closed, it gapped down, gapped up a little again, pushed back, recovered all those gaps. Now price is moving in this line. So here's the CHF as of this morning, based on what I am seeing, as of this morning, this particular point is a strong support zone for it because you discover that price has actually had issues breaking that point. So if price is coming down on USD CHF, once it gets to this point, because I, for one, I'm still on the bear. If you look at the chart now, you see that I'm on the bearish trade on USD CHF. I expect it to get here again. Yeah, because yesterday I left the trade. I should have closed it, but I don't know. I got entangled in one or two things. So by the time I will see it this morning, it had gone against me, but I'm expecting it to still come down. Once it comes down, whatever profit I'm seeing there, I can take it away. So if it comes below, still comes back down, around this point, it's in two ways. In fact, let's look at it based on what we are seeing on daily time frame. We discover that price has been dropping on USD CHF. This is what we are seeing on daily time frame. Price has been dropping on USD CHF. So I'm still expecting price to push to the downside, to push down, but I'm still expecting price to push down. So for us to make it fair for us, it's either price breaks below this part. If price is able to break below this part successfully, then there will be a continuation in that move. But if that does not happen, price could respect that position. Price could respect that position and reverse back to the upside. You understand? So let's see. Let me even see. Oh, currently I'm even on a profit on it. So yes. So yes, I'm expecting price to drop on USD CHF anyway. So for those that might want to join the train with me, you can, but I feel this will be a wrong time to even join the train with me. But yes, I'm expecting price to go down USD CHF. Let's look at USD card. So on USD card too, looking at it, well, based on the whole trade war that has been happening between USD and the American economy and Canadian economy, discover that the market has actually been so stiff between the two of them for a while now. It's been like that. And if you look at it based on what we are seeing on daily time frame, you see that price has been dropping down and everything. It's giving us that bearish move until it got to this part, pushed up a little. Now it's reversing back. So are we expecting price to break below this point? Let's look at our 1 hour and see. Based on what we are seeing now, 1 hour price currently is just this point and this particular point. I would say it's still ranging as of this moment. So it could be that price wants to break up or reverse back down. So let's wait for it to pick a definite direction based on what we are seeing from these 2 points now. Is it going to pick a definite direction? If it picks that definite direction, then we can follow. If it picks a direction either to the upside or downside, then we can what? We can follow in that line. Yes, we can follow it in that line. Okay, so that's that. Yes, you can see on my USD CHF, I think I'm okay with what I'm seeing now. Close it as of now because yes, I'm okay with that as of this morning. That's good for me. Thank you. All right, let's move to the next instrument. Let's move to commodities now. Let's go to commodities now. Move to commodities. Let's look at, we'll look at gold. Let's look at gold. Let's look at what gold is doing. Yes, let's look at what gold is doing. Okay, I'm going to my 1 hour time frame now. I'm zooming out so we can see what price of gold is doing. So if you look at it, gold has actually moved up on the 1 hour time. Let's look at it on daily time frame. Look at what it's doing. Practically, I will still say gold is moving sideways on the daily time frame. It's really not giving us that direct move. But if you look at it based on long term, gold has actually been going up. It has given us that upper higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low of a thing. It's giving us that real move. But as of now, price of gold has been sideways. It's been moving sideways based on what we are seeing. So trading gold, we need to be very careful. You understand? We need to be careful with it. But at the same time, gold on 1 hour got to this high and respected that point. So I just feel this is a pullback. For one, I feel this is a pullback. So price could get rejected at this point if it gets to this point, or even around this point. Let me make it, feel it to get rejected. It could get rejected around this point. So around this point, if price is able to break below this part successfully, then we could go for that bearish move. If price is able to break below this part successfully, we can go for that bearish move. But if price respects this zone, then I'm expecting price to go back to the upside on gold. So let's watch and see. It's either price gets to this point or it gets reversed even at this point where it is. That's just it. So I'm expecting price to still push up on gold. I'm expecting that bullish move on gold. So the pullback that we are seeing is just a minor one, just a minor pullback. So I expect price to still push up on gold. Yes. So if it comes down to this point, as far as it respects this zone that has been marked out, then we should expect price towards reverse back to the upside. But if price should keep up moving down, continues and breaks below this zone, then we can have a bearish move on gold. So that's that on gold. Let's look at oils. Let's look at oils. So on oil now, 1 hour time frame, let's look at what oil is doing on our 1 hour time frame. Let's see. Okay, so based on what we are seeing on daily time frame now, I'm zooming out, let's see. So if you look at it on daily time frame on oil, you discover that price of oil has been coming down. It's been coming down, going back up, coming down, going back up. Yeah, but it's giving us that downward trend, right? That's what we are seeing on daily time frame. I feel everybody, you've seen that with me. So let's see what is happening on 1 hour now, based on what we are seeing on 1 hour. So I still believe price is still going to drop on oil. I believe price is going to drop on oil. You understand? But what we are seeing here now, there's a zone here. So if price is able to break below this part successfully, we should expect price to continue dropping. Yes, but if it respects this zone, we can have price going back to the upside. But once it breaks below this point that has been marked out for us, I'm expecting price to drop. I'm expecting it to drop. Yes, that's my take on oil. I'm pitching my tent with the bears on oil. I'm expecting price to drop on oil. I'm expecting price to drop on oil. Okay, so let's look at cocoa. Let's look at cocoa. So on cocoa, let's look at it. Price has respected that zone. I remember the last time we had this conversation, I was okay. Let's see. Let me put it even on daily time frame. Yes, price respected that point. So now 1 hour time frame. I think this was in class also. I was telling them, I say, as far as price does not break below this part, it should go back up. And just look at it. Price just touched that point as if it was going inside, and after that, it reversed back to the upside. Now the same thing again. Now, as of this morning, if you look at it on 1 hour now, you discover that from this point, price has been ranging. It hasn't given us any definite direction. It's been moving sideways. So let's hold on and see what price wants to do. Is it going to break to the upside or downside before we can take that move? You understand? But we can take that move. Okay. All right. So sorry, I need to look at this particular instrument. Oh, he's saying, why is price dropping so bad? I'm on a loss on GBP NZD. You don't, okay, well, you're not dead. You're not dead. Let's look at GBP NZD and analyze it. Then we'll continue. Let's see. Just let's relax and see. Yes, it's one of those things that could happen sometimes. GBP NZD. Let's see it. But we all know it as of this morning, NZD is actually strong as of this morning. GBP is not as strong as NZD. In fact, based on what we're seeing on currency strength meter, let me show us. As of the time we were looking at it this morning, NZD is the strongest as of this morning. Yes, look at it. NZD and AUD, they are the strongest. GBP is losing strength. USD is losing strength. Chile is losing strength. CAD is losing strength. Yes, and that's why you see on USD CHF, price is even going down. Already CHF is weak, but there's no red arrow on CHF. That's to show you that CHF is no longer losing strength. But the men you're seeing with the red arrow on them is showing that they are what? They are losing strength. USD is losing strength. So NZD is not losing strength, GBP is losing strength, and so it shows the reason why, or it's telling you the reason why price is dropping. Price is dropping. Okay, so let's go back to that chart GBP NZD and see. Let's see what is happening. Okay, so based on daily time frame now, let me zoom out. So based on daily time frame, based on what we are seeing on daily time frame, price has actually gone up for a while. And in fact, based on what we are saying, it's more or less like price got back into that same zone, almost, or even touched the zones, you understand? Even though it didn't get as high as this particular point, but it came within that same zone. So that's why this is a resistance zone, and I feel that's why price is dropping. Price is just respecting that particular point. Now let's look at it on 1 hour. Based on what we are seeing on 1 hour, look at how high price has dropped. It has dropped down to this point. Yes, this was an abnormal move based on fundamentals. And look at it, price has dropped back almost. In fact, it's on, I would say 100% now. So if price is able to break below these parts that you're seeing, where it is now, if price is able to break below it, I feel price will be coming down to this point. If I'm looking at it based on my own bias, I'm not saying it must happen that way, but once price is able to break below this part, if price is able to break below this section now, then we should expect price to get here. So maybe around this point, price could now reverse back to the upside. But currently, based on what I'm seeing, I'm expecting price to push down on GBP and ZD. Sorry, but I just feel that's the hard truth. Okay. All right. Let's move to indices now. Let me look at indices too. We start with DE40. Okay, so even on the chart, I can see some of us are already saying DE40. So yes, I'm going to DE40 now. Let's look at what is happening or what's going to happen on DE40. Let's look at it. DE40. All right. So on DE40, yes, daily time frame coming. Let me clear this whole thing. Yeah, so DE40 daily time frame, you discover that price got to this high. This was the high price got to first. Then after that came down to this point. Now price pushed back to up, but it didn't get as close as that point. Price is coming back down, and here where price is a zone. This is on daily time frame. So if we are looking at this now, if price is able to break below this part successfully, we should expect price to push to the downside. But if that does not happen, we could see price reversing back up. So let's look at 1 hour and see. Okay, so on 1 hour now, you discover that price, let me zoom out so we can see, price has been dropping based on that trend, but price respected this zone. Can we see? I did the whole settings on the higher time frame. Price is respecting this zone. That's why. So if price is able to break below this zone successfully, then we should expect price to drop. But if that is not the case, if price should respect this point successfully, then we could have a bullish move. So let's wait. You know, just like I've said, I've always said it in every of my training, money market review, I tell you, I say, waiting is a strategy. Yes, the patient dog is the fattest bone when it comes to technicals, but in fundamentals, it's something else. You understand? The patient dog might not eat anything. But on technicals, you need to be very, very patient. Wait for price to meet your requirement. Wait for price to give you that direction. Then you follow. So that's my own take on DE40. As far as price does not break below this part that has been marked out for us now, I don't expect price to move anywhere. But if it's able to break below it successfully, then we can start thinking about going for that bearish move. Well, that's my take on DE40. Let's look at US30. US30. Let's look at US30. All right. US30. Okay. So daily time frame now, let's zoom out and see what is happening. Price on DE30 has gotten to the highest point in a long time. This is the highest point it has ever gotten to. Nope. Come in. Okay. And price, because that price is getting there for the first time in a very long while, or in first time ever, this is what we should expect, that whenever price gets to a new high, one of the things we should expect is price is going to drop. Price is going to drop. Now that drop might not, it might be long for a long while or a short time, but one thing for sure is this: once price is getting to a new high, you're seeing price in a new zone, a new high, be very, very careful. Even if it's a new low, you need to hold on first so that you know what, you not go and place a wrong trade. You understand? Based on what, yes, you won't go for a wrong, you won't place a wrong trade and price will go against you. If you're looking at it now, yes. So that's what we are saying. Just look at it. And you discover that price has respected that point. You got here, came down, pushed back to that side. Now price is respecting that point. What are we expecting? So this is it. My own take. Let me give my own take. So based on what we are saying, I feel price is going to drop to this point before it reverses back either to the upside or breaks that zone and continues in that movement. I've marked that part out for us. If price is able to break below that point that has been marked out, then we should watch out for that bearish move. But if the reverse is the case, if it gets to that point and it respects that point, then we're going to be having a bullish move to the upside. Price will keep on moving up and it might even break the new high and start up look for another new high zone. So that's my take on US30. Let's wait and see what price wants to do. Okay, so yes, either it breaks below this point or it reverses back up. So that's that on US30. Let's look at US 100. US 100. US 100 is also giving us almost the same flow as US30, but let's see it on the higher time frame. So this is it on the higher time frame. The highest point it has gotten to here is this. Okay, so 1 hour. So I just feel coming. Zooming out. Yes. Wow. Still with us. So based on what we are seeing, if you're looking at it based on past, this is the highest point it ever got to. Price has pushed back. Now price has reversed back, trying to go back to the upside. So I feel around this point, it might just be a minor pullback and price could get rejected around this point. So this is another point for us to look at. Is it going to break below that part? If it breaks below that part, then fine, we should expect price to drop. But if price should respect that point, price to push back up. So this point that has been marked out for us is a zone that we should look out for. Let's look at it. Okay. Yes, Mr. Femi Ayola, you're saying you think it will drop more than that. Yes, it might drop more than that, but based on what you're seeing, is a zone that has been marked out. So there could be a pullback. There could be a pullback. It's just an opinion, you understand? But based on what I am seeing, price will surely could respect that zone. In fact, yes, price could respect that zone. If you look at even on US 100 now, when price got to this point, price had issues before it broke it. You understand? After I broke it to a new high, it's respecting the other zone here. Because if you look at it, let's see. Oh, sorry, coming. Okay, so look at it. When price got to that point, price respected that zone and still came back down. You understand? So price can come back to this point, have issues, then reverse back to the upside. You understand? So that's just the way it is. And also, news could also be another thing, that major factor that could make it key to even reverse back up faster than that or even higher than that. So that's that. All right, let's look at US 500. US 500 is also giving us that same line. In fact, this has been marked out for a while. So I'll just say, let me just use what is on ground there. So price could actually reverse back around this point. This is another zone, but let's look at it on daily time frame. Okay, coming Yes. So based on what we are seeing on daily time frame, price has gone up for a while, and around this point, we can say this is more or less like the highest point price has gotten to. So I expect price to drop, yes, because price is expecting that zone. I expect price to drop. That's just it. And price is expecting that today. You understand? Price is just expecting that point for us to see. Uh, just like I've said, I'm expecting price to drop. So yes, price is expecting that point for us to see. So if price is dropping, well, you can see price is almost around a zone here, and price is just struggling there. If it breaks below that point too, it could come down to around this point. If it breaks below that point, price could come down to around this point. But if it respects that point, it could reverse back from that point and continues the bullish move. Okay, Ebuka, you're saying, what do we expect to see in order for us to say price is expecting a zone? Now look at this. We say technicals is the use of past market action to determine where price will most likely tilt towards, either up or down. Now the last time, now this is what we mean by price is expecting a zone. When price gets somewhere and is unable to cross that path, it gets rejected. Now this is it. Let me zoom out so we can see some certain things. When price gets to a point, this is one point that price has gotten to and it has gotten rejected. Automatically, this place becomes a zone. Now, if price goes back to that point and hits this same point now and stays there again, it's respecting that point. That is a zone. It's a gate that needs to be opened for price to go through. If that gate is not open, price will not go through. It's just like this now. Price is coming down. And for price, as price is coming down, he will meet with this man. This man that is going to meet with now, he's coming here to meet with this man. If price is unable to break below this man now, this man here is a zone that price that is rejecting price from going down, saying, Oga, go back up. This is support, this is resistance. So that's the way it is. So when we say price is respecting a point, it means price has gotten to a particular point and is having issues going through, either up or down. And when price gets to a point and is respecting it, it means price is not going anywhere again. It's either it reverses back to where it's coming from. All right, so US 2000. Okay, let's look at US 2000. In fact, interesting. Look at it now. Price on US 2000 got to this high and it has pulled back down. Now it got to that same part. You understand? Look at it. Around the same point was where price was before it broke and pushed up, right? Now, look at, I'm coming. I want to draw this. Exactly. Look at this. Price got to this point. This was based on news. Price got to this point and pushed down. You understand? On pushing back down, it gathered momentum from this point to push up. Now, when it got so close to that point, can you see? At first, it pushed up to this point, but came back and closed exactly on that point. Price you expected this zone, not until when this now happened, pushing up. Around that point, price broke this point and it became a zone. This point now became support. Now, price got to a new high. It has gotten to this new high here now. Mr. Ebuka, I believe you're able to see what I'm trying to pass across to you, so you get it when we mean price is expecting. Got to this new high, price now got rejected. Can you see? It came back to touch that same point. Look, coming back to this same point again. And on getting to this point, price is unable to break below. This is respecting of zone. Zone that was created from this point. Formerly here resistance, now support. Now price came here, touched it, but because this point is support, look at the next candle that followed, went up. So that's it. When we mean price is respecting a zone, is actually being rejected at a point that formerly it was not there before, but now price has gotten there, got rejected, it's going back there again, and it's being rejected in that same point. Okay, so that's just it. Okay. All right, so let's look at some other instrument. I think I've touched all the instruments. So now I'm going to be looking at some of the instruments that you dropped for me on the charts. Let's look at it. Yes, I've looked at GBP, JPY for you. Okay. Adeyemi Olalekan, you're saying wheat. Let's look at wheat. Let's look at wheat. Let's see. Let's see what wheat is saying. Wheat. Right. So yes, 3/2. Just well, based on what I'm seeing, I'll say price of wheat wants to go up and it's going to go up. Yes. If you're looking at it, price of wheat is going to go up, but based on the way it is on daily time frame now, it came down to this particular support zone here. But let's make it tight a little bit. Yes, this is 1 point, and yeah, the whole move has just been between these 2 points as of this morning. This is on daily time frame. Can you see? So since when it broke into this point, it's just been between these 2 points. So let's hold on and see. Is price going to break above this point? If it breaks above this point, we can go bullish. Although I'm pitching my tent with the bulls on wheat. But let's wait for price to break above this part successfully. If it breaks above this part successfully, you can go bullish. I'll expect you to go bullish on that. So my opinion on wheat is bullish. I'm expecting a bullish move on wheat. That's my take. Okay. All right. So let's look at another instrument again. Which other one? Okay. All right. Smogun. Okay, Smogun, you're saying we should look at USD CHF again. All right, let's look at USD CHF and see what it is. Let's go there. See what's USD CHF doing. All right, so you can see it's coming down. Just like I said, it's going to come down. I've been on that bearish trade. I closed my trade here this morning, just this morning, and it still came down to this point. So, well, as of now, I'm expecting price to come to this particular zone that has been marked out. So if price is able to break below this zone successfully, we can go bearish. But if the reverse is the case, once price gets to this point and it respects this zone by not breaking it, then we could have a bullish move. But based on what I'm seeing, price is coming down to this point. That's my own take. Price is coming down to around this zone. So around this zone is where we're waiting for. Is it going to break below it or reverse back? That if it breaks below it, then you can continue that bearish move. But yes, I'm expecting that bearish move. And based on what we are seeing, is getting stronger and stronger. But let's be very, very calm too. You understand? Because once price gets to this point, there could be a rejection. Yes, there could be a rejection, but yes, if I had left my own trade till around this point, I know that yes, I would have been closing in some higher currencies too, or higher profit. But yes, I'm expecting a bearish move to around this point. So let's wait and see, because price is already close to this point. Let's wait and see what price wants to do. Is it going to respect it or take off from there? That's that on USD CHF. All right. Monday, you're saying we should look at UK 100. All right. UK 100. Let's see what is happening on UK 100. UK 100. All right. UK 100. I'm on it. So on UK 100, looking at it from the higher time frame, yes, price is dropping on UK 100. This was the high, or this is the highest point it has gotten to. Yes, in history, that's the highest point it has gotten to based on what we are seeing on daily time frame. Yes. So, and price respected that point. Can you see? And it's been dropping. So, if it drops, we could have price dropping as low as this point. Yes, we could have price dropping back to this particular point before it gathers strength to reverse back to the upside. Yes, or price could even respect this zone it is now, because there's a zone around this point. Price could respect this point where it is now. But as far as price is able to break below this part, this is on daily time frame. As far as price is able to break below this part successfully, come in. As far as price is able to break below this part successfully, then we could have a bearish move. But if that does not happen, price could reverse back from that point. But on 1 hour time frame now, on 1 hour time frame, let's see what price is doing. So come in. Still with us. Okay. All right. So this is on 1 hour now. price is able to break below this path successfully, then we could have that continuation in that line. There could be a continuation in this line, bearish move. If it's able to break below this part, then. And if you look at it for a while on that 1 hour time frame, it ranged around this point before it give us this bearish direction. So you can see. So yes, we could have price dropping below. Price could still go further, going further than where it is now. That's that on UK 100. Okay. All right. So 2 minutes to go now. So I'm using this opportunity to, oh, am I saying 2 minutes? Just some seconds more to go. So I'm using this opportunity to say thank you very much for joining the morning market review. See you same time next week. Have a lovely weekend ahead. Bye for now from Josh FX.